Today is the home opener for Vitória, and it needs to go a whole hell of a lot better than opening day did. My name is Howie. This is Positively Portugal. Let's get into it. So, opening day was Monday, and Vitória went to Porto and lost 3-0 to FC Porto. Now, I'm not surprised by the result. I don't like the way that this season's Vitória roster was constructed. I don't like the coaching style of the manager. I don't like the lineup that was chosen. We'll get into all the details of Vitória in a different video, but what I can tell you what Vitória is, it's Thiago Silva, some guys who were not good enough to play on bigger clubs, and other guys who were brought over from the second division with Vitória's crap management, hoping to find a diamond in the rough. But this is not a Vitória video. This is about FC Porto. The game took place Monday night at 8:45 p.m. It was moved from Saturday at 8:30 p.m. The reason why was the Tuesday before, FC Porto legend, and also from the national team, Jorge Costa unexpectedly passed away. He was only 53 years old. Rest in peace, Jorge Costa. Anything I say in this video is not going to be about Jorge Costa. It is going to be about FC Porto. There's been way too much tragedy in Portuguese football lately. This is another example of it. This happened on a Tuesday, 4 days before the scheduled game. I can tell you this, if a club legend from Vitória, hell, even if a current player on the Vitória roster were to unexpectedly pass away, there is no way that Liga Portugal would have moved the game. Not even by a minute, let alone 2 full days. It came, the delay came after away tickets went on sale. Now, there's a big difference for an away supporter from a Saturday night as opposed to a Monday night. Keep in mind at a later time, albeit only 15 minutes. But let me tell you what goes into being an away supporter, at least in Portugal. The game kicked off at 8:45 p.m. Monday, which means it ends around 10:45. You have to stay in the stadium for 45 minutes after the game ends. So you're finally allowed out at 11:30. By the time the buses are loaded and depart from Porto, you're probably talking somewhere between midnight and 12:15. By the time you get back to Guimarães, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. And at least for me, if I were to go, it would have taken about 10 minutes or so to walk home. So I'd get home around 1:10, 1:15 in the morning, and by the time I, settle down, I'm not going to bed until at least 2 o'clock in the morning on a Monday night when it was previously scheduled for Saturday night. I don't want to downplay anyone's passing, but it happened 4 days before the game was scheduled. If Porto felt that they needed more time, which would have been ridiculous but understandable, then the game at the latest should have been played Sunday at 6 o'clock. And if Porto felt like they couldn't play on Sunday, which would have been 5 days after Jorge Costa's passing, then they should have forfeited the game, and Vitória should have been awarded 3 points, which really would have been the only way for Vitória to win or even take a single point because of how pathetic they played. But that's not the point here. You see, this was done intentionally by FC Porto. They used a club legend's passing to limit the amount of away fans that showed up to the Dragão Monday night, because there's no reason that the game couldn't have been played on Saturday or even a Sunday. Zero reason. This was done intentionally by the corrupt board and the ultra-corrupt president Andres Villas-Boas, who I don't even consider to be a human being. I think he's even worse than Pinto da Costa. Look at the way he treated Portuguese legend Pepe on his way out. And then last season, the whole season long, to be crying and bitching that Porto is in a financial crisis. Then they go out this summer and they make 1 million signings. So everyone was lied to, everyone was hoodwinked. There's no financial crisis at Porto. Zero. Just like how there's no financial problems at Vitória, yet they keep signing second division players. But again, this is about Porto, not Vitória. You see, this was done because last season in the exact same fixture, which only happened 6 months ago, a few hundred, my estimate was, say, 600 traveling Vitória fans from Guimarães completely drowned out 40,000 Porto fans. Couldn't hear the Porto fans. This was in the first game back from Pinto da Costa's passing. Their longtime president of 42 years. You couldn't hear anything. And all the Porto fans are sitting there quietly, and I don't know what the hell they were doing, playing with My Little Pony dolls. Oh, if I pretend that this pretty pony can breathe fire, then he'll be a dragon. Yay, super dragões. Losers. Terrible fans. I used to think that there was no Portuguese club as corrupt as Benfica, and I'm really starting to wonder if Porto is more corrupt than Benfica. You look at this crap with Apito Dourado. Happened 20 years ago, broke in 2004. 21 years ago. Broke in 2004. A lot of football clubs got punished. Referees. But the club that was at the center of it, the club that was most responsible for it, basically got no punishment. That was FC Porto. You're talking about bribes, match fixing. And the prizes there were astounding. One of them was prostitutes. There was a referee or multiple referees who were offered prostitutes as a bribe. What the hell kind of a gift is that? What kind of a bribe, a present is that? Prostitutes. I'll tell you what, if you need something from me that badly, don't give me hookers. Give me money. Give me a vehicle. Give me a home to live in. For God's sake, prostitutes. With how paranoid and neurotic I am about sexually transmitted diseases, I wouldn't even shake the hand of a prostitute because I'd be afraid I'd contract something. So basically, that's what Pinto da Costa was. He was a pimp. He was a man who sold and gave away hookers. And Porto fans got so upset that Vitória fans would break the moment of silence at the first game back after Pinto da Costa passed away. Now, I'm not the type of person that breaks a moment of silence, unless it's for, say, a dictator like, Vladimir Putin when he passes, which can't come soon enough. So I wasn't one of the people who broke that moment of silence, but given the fact that Pinto da Costa was a pimp, which is documented, and corrupt, and helped to fix matches, yeah, I can understand why not just Vitória fans, but fans all over Portugal couldn't stand this guy. And then we come to this game, which was delayed 2 days just because FC Porto wasn't comfortable with being drowned out by Vitória fans again. Porto fans are accusing Vitória fans of breaking the moment of silence. And some of them did. Not many. But what they don't talk about is Porto fans breaking their own club's moment of silence to yell and curse at Vitória fans. What are you doing? And this is for a guy who really was not corrupt. He was the antithesis of what FC Porto is. Jorge Costa was a hero. He's a legend. And he didn't deserve that. Nobody should have broken the moment of silence, whether it was a Vitória fan who's bitter with Porto, and they have every reason to be bitter at Porto, but that's not the forum to do it, or a Porto fan just to yell at a Vitória fan. It's absolutely ridiculous. It makes me wonder, without a Pito Dorado, would Benfica be even that much further ahead of Porto, Sporting? And this is not to praise Benfica. As anyone who watches this channel knows, I cannot stand Benfica. But I respect what they've done on the field, mostly. For the most part, there's been a lot of questionable moments, but nothing of the magnitude that a Pito Dorado was. I cannot stand FC Porto. I despise them. And really, I don't like when football clubs get special treatment. Porto's not the most corrupt club in the world, by the way. That's Barcelona, easily. But I'm wondering, are they the most corrupt club in Portugal? Whether the answer to that is yes, no, or maybe. What happened last week was disgusting. FC Porto used the tragic passing of their own legend to their advantage in a football sense. That being said, Vitória has to be better. Their performance was outright despicable, and this in no way, shape, or form is a pro-Vitória video. I don't like some of the shit that went down. And to any Vitória fan, I don't care who you are, even if you're a white angel, if you interrupted the moment of silence for Jorge Costa, you're an asshole. To any Porto fan who interrupted the moment of silence to your own club legend, Jorge Costa, you're an asshole. Well, later today is Vitória's home opener against Estoril. In most seasons, I'd be pretty confident that Vitória to win this game, but I'm not confident at all. And there's going to be another video in the coming days about this game and the lead into it, maybe something after the game. So if you want more videos about moving to Portugal, the process of getting here, Portuguese football, anything Portugal related, please like the video, subscribe to the channel. Oh, leave a comment too. Hit the bell for notifications. These are the best things you can do to help a content creator on YouTube. I want to thank you all for watching. And again, rest in peace, Jorge Costa.